What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special Halloween special. Happy Halloween. The Scary, Strange, and Paranormal Podcast with your host, Marianne J08. We got a special one today. This is the top scariest places, top scariest haunted places you should probably never visit alone. Mega list. We're going to get into it. We're going to go from the bottom to the top to the number one spot. We're going to talk about each one. We're going to give a little bit of facts and a little bit of information on each one. We're going to kind of dive into each one a little bit. And we're going to have some fun today on this Halloween day, on this Halloween special. And I wanted to do this, special for you guys. So I came up with this topic. This has been probably since I started this show, the number one topic. People said, Sean, everybody's got a top list. We want to know what your list is and why. So let's start right now. I want to first and foremost thank everybody for joining today, and I hope you're having a great Halloween, those that are celebrating it. Hope you got some spooky costumes. Comment below a couple things. Comment what your costume's going to be this year, or your kids, if you're going to go out trick-or-treating with them, or trunk or treat, or whatever. And tell me whatever you want to tell me. Tell me your favorite scariest movie. Tell me your top scariest places ever. Tell me a scary place that you've been to. Tell me if any of the places I've mentioned, if you've ever been there. Let's get going. Starting with my first one. The Lizzie Borden house. Ooh, ooh. Now, I have never been there. My parents have been there quite a few times. They actually stood in the Lizzie Borden room. I gave them a lot of my equipment to take with them. The K2 meter, the EMF detector, the sound recorder, the infrared camera, the ultraviolet spectrum camera. And they got a lot of spookiness. This place has a huge history. Huge history. Let's read a little bit about old Lizzie. All right, let's see. This allegedly haunted bed and breakfast is the site of a gruesome and highly publicized murder case. Although she was eventually acquitted, she must have had Johnny Cochran. Lizzie Borden was suspected of killing her father and stepmother with a hatchet in 1992. I'm sorry, 1892. Since then, guests have reported all kinds of strange sightings in the house. Ghost tours and overnight stays are available for travelers who want to experience this notorious residence themselves. And yeah, I mean, you want to talk about spook. So it's got a lot of history. It's a very famous, well-known case. And you could stay there when you visit Salem. You could stay right in the Airbnb. Wildwood Crest, New Jersey. Now you're thinking to yourself, Sean, you bought a place down there by the ocean. You go every summer. You bring high rollers in. You bring the family there. It's spooked. A lot of scariness in New Jersey as a whole, especially down south, but a lot in the Wildwood Crest area. Now, there have been a lot of ghost ships sighted. There have been a lot of paranormal activity in the streets at night. And there has been a lot of abandoned houses by the beach that are haunted. Now, there are some cemeteries there that have gruesome apparitions at night. There has been a lot of paranormal teams that have went there and got hard-earned evidence. But I'm going to tell you something from my own experience, me and my sister-in-law experienced the muffins. That we went on a boat tour, a dolphin watch tour, and we saw very strange people. And when we turned around, they were gone. A whole family. The muffins. We were in a hotel and we were checking out, and a guy was coming in, a very tall man, and he had a beam of light, and all he did was grunt. He went, "Rrr." And he had a light coming from his eye. It was quite spooky. We saw a crazy lady screaming on the boardwalk. It was weird. So yeah, there's been a lot of spookiness documented there. Yep. The Gettysburg Battleground in Pennsylvania, another place that has an extreme amount of history. You may have heard this in the history books. You may have heard about it in school. You may have seen it on ghost shows. You may have seen it on other top scary countdowns. The Battle of Gettysburg was one of the most bloodiest of the Civil War. So it's no wonder the area seems to be teeming with paranormal energy. Many visitors have reported seeing apparitions of Civil War soldiers wandering the fields, and you can take a ghost tour to learn more about the area's tragic history yourself. I've taken this tour numerous times. I went there with my paranormal team, and we did experience black, ghostly shadows. One of my friends that was on the team recorded two soldiers talking back and forth, but there was nobody there, and he didn't hear it himself. So, yeah, Gettysburg is definitely one of the most scariest places. I would definitely rate it in the top of the top. Absolutely. Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky. Let's read a little bit about this place. Waverly Hills was originally a 2-story wooden building that was opened in 1910. However, the building you see today was constructed in 1926. It served as a tuberculosis hospital throughout the early to mid 20th century. Oh, I guess Olivia Walton went there. When the disease was at its worst, it is believed that as many as 63,000 patients died there. The death toll was supposed to be known to be mistreated and questionable experimental procedures, and patients all died with experimental treatments and torture, and that may be behind one of the most haunted buildings in the whole entire USA. Ugh. Sounds like something from like the game Outlast with Dr. Traeger. No, that doesn't go there. That's what I call Spookville. What do you guys think about Waverly Hills? Ghost Adventures went there, remember? And I think Zach Bagans went there too before he started making cookies. Doll Island, Mexico. Pure terror. Pure terror. My little nephews and cousins, they're so deathly afraid of this place. Oh boy. This is pure spook. Some of the dolls are so ugly. Like, people just keep dropping these dolls off, and a lot of them are haunted. A lot of them are cursed. Ugly Cabbage Patch dolls. Ugly Lori doll. Dismembered Barbie dolls. And they're all cursed, and the island is cursed. And those that visit are known to bring the Banshee of the Doll back, like Annabelle. Have you ever heard of Doll Island? St. Augustine Lighthouse in Florida. Now, this is a place I've been to about 7 times. I brought my Florida chapter of the paranormal team there. We did a very big investigation. The lighthouse became infamous during the Civil War, and the light was removed to disrupt the Union shipping. Just part of the structure's long and sometimes tragic history, however, the visitors have reported seeing the ghost of a lighthouse keeper who was always quite friendly. During your next trip to St. Augustine, you can visit the site during the day or take a ghost tour at night. Wow, and ask for Murray and J08 because I'm well known there. I've done a lot of investigations for them. Just pure spook. Is all I can really say about that place. Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia. Ugh. This is a nasty one. Built in 1829, the Eastern State is a former prison in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, home of the glassblower. It's known for being the first prison of its kind to introduce solitary confinement, or what they used to call the Pennsylvania system. Reports of the paranormal have been going on since the 1940s, but ever since the state prison was abandoned in 1971, paranormal experiences have seemingly increased. Here's the following reports. Shadowy figures, dark figures occasionally seen in the guarded tower, and evil cackling that sounds like Kamala Harris. Shadowy figures have been seen sliding down halls in cell block 6. That was a rap song. Ghostly faces have been witnessed in cell block 4, and strange sounds and disembodied footsteps throughout the building. Whoa, I'm spooked. Yeah, that's pretty scary. I've seen a lot of shows. I've seen a lot of specials. Ask for Murray and J08 when you go there. I've done a lot of investigations for them through the years, and I've written articles for them. The Pine Barrens in New Jersey. This needs no introduction. Okay, this is our most haunted place in Jersey, in the Garden State. But also, in the entire country, I would say. Definitely the top of the top. Home of the Jersey Devil. Home of the Great Mothman. Home of the Great Hoboken Monkey Man. Home of the Mammoth County Lunatic. Sasquatch has been seen there. Swamp Ape. Chupacabra. But mostly the Jersey Devil. Very scary place. Phil Murphy. Midgetville in New Jersey. Pure spook. So, I'll tell you guys a little bit about Midgetville. It was an old abandoned area of tiny little houses. I mean, tiny. I wouldn't even say midgets. I would say like hobbits. Like little hobbit people. You couldn't even stick your head in most of the houses. And everything was miniaturized inside of them. All the houses were pretty close together. They had mini garages, mini cars, and mini dog houses. And everything was miniaturized. It's like its own world. Midgetville. Pretty neat place. It's really something. I think Josh Gottenheimer used to live there. And you could look at the buildings and they're so tiny. Now, I feel very bad. One time I went there to do a photo shoot and I did a documentary for Weird New Jersey. As I've done many of them. And I almost knocked a house down, leaning on it. And Mark said, "Whoa, Sean, what are you doing? Midgetville." Pretty neat place. Castle of Good Hope in Cape Town, South Africa. Let's read about this place. The giant fortress originally served as a replenishment station for ships in the Dutch East Indian Company. Some of these most famous ghosts wander the grounds include a tall man seen walking the ramparts and a gray lady seen crying in the halls. Visitors are welcomed to tour the fortress and learn more about the South African history. Le Riona is also known to haunt these lands. And Ray Liotta. Wow. Well, pretty neat. Pretty interesting. A lot of spook there. Let's learn about the Stanley Hotel in Colorado. Now, those of you that are into horror movies, especially Stephen King, know about this place. This is famous Rocky Mountain. This famous Rocky Mountain destination is known as one of the inspirations for Stephen King's The Shining. Come play with us, Stanley, forever and ever and ever. But it also has its own spooky past. Allegedly, the staff members have encountered ghosts like the maid from room 217. You're scared of room 217, aren't you? Who is known to pack away guests' clothing when they aren't looking. The hotel now offers 4 different styles of accommodations, and it's great home base if you want to explore Rocky Mountain National Park. You want to talk about Spookville. Man. Jack Nicholson will tell you about that. So, yeah. Stanley Hotel. Alcatraz Island in California. This needs no introduction. No introduction. Famous for prisoners like Al Capone and many, many other murderous lunatics on its own island in harsh waters. If you ever seen Escape from Alcatraz, they show you the what happened there and the whole closing and shutdown of the prison. Alcatraz definitely made the top 3. A lot of history there. You can take tours too, I believe, from San Francisco. Now, number 2, at the number 2 spot in the world, Outlook Lodge in New Jersey. Outlook Lodge is probably one of the most scariest places I've ever experienced. And probably one of the most scariest places ever. And I'm very fortunate enough to have some of the most scariest times of my life were taken in that lodge. When cell phones just started becoming, popular, like with the flip phones, and they started getting advanced. I don't remember exactly, I believe it was an LG phone, or a Nokia. I went in there and I recorded footsteps. I wish I had the footage still. I may have it on an archive hard drive somewhere, but I have footage of us walking into the Outlook Lodge and you could hear people running up the stairs giggling. Footsteps upstairs, and there's no way to get upstairs. All the floors are rotted. All the stairs are rotted from rain coming in. And there's absolutely no electricity or anything up there. And sometimes from the road, you could see lights on in the middle of the night. Now, there is no way up there except for hiking. You have to hike up deep, deep woods, cliffs. And you have to know how to get there. It's cut off from society. At one time, I believe there was a road that would take you up there. But that road has washed away. So you have to know how to get up there. And there are caskets built into the wall. And the owners are in there. It has a horrible history. People buried in the floor. Satanic rituals. Satanic carvings on the sides of the building. And just, I believe if you go on my Instagram way back years ago, you'll see a photo shoot that I did there. I also covered it for Weird New Jersey back in the day. The Outlook Lodge, one of the most scariest places I've ever witnessed. I actually have relics of the satanic roof, the cursed relics. And coming in at number 1 in the world and the number 1 pick by Murray NJ08, Clinton Road, New Jersey. Yeah. Clinton Road, New Jersey will go down, as far as I'm concerned, as one of the most horrific places on earth. This has made top 10 places on the Travel Channel, the Sci-Fi Channel, from world-renowned ghost adventure teams. Clinton Road is a road that I grew up on, that I lived close by growing up, and is one of the most horrific roads known to man. It's a very long road. It's cut off from society. There's no lights. It's a dark road. It's a country road. And if you break down, I feel sorry for you. It's home to the Hookman. It's home to the legendary Richard Klusinski, which was known as the Iceman. He was a hitman for the mob. He was known to bury a lot of his victims there. It was known for many deaths in the reservoir. It was known for the blockheads. It was known for the headless deer. It was known for the hellhounds. The Jersey Devil was seen there. Various sightings of swamp ape. And what was the one that was really well known for? KKK meetings, which still go on today. Nazi meetings, which still go on today. Satanic rituals, which still go on today. Oh, you could hear chants and haunting singing from the monks from the castle. The boy who cried, the crying boy of the wishing well on Crybaby Bridge that throws the quarterback at you at midnight. People that drowned, screaming in the middle of the night. The flashing headlight driver that drives right behind you and flashes his headlights, and when you turn around, he's gone. Listen, guys, I don't know how to explain this. This is the road of spook. Most likely, if you go on this road, you won't make it to the end. It's just absolute horrificness, Clinton Road. Guys, happy Halloween. That's my top of the best, my top of the top, scariest haunted places. I really worked hard on this list. It's a list that I wanted to make for a long time. I figured it would be a great Halloween special. Take care. Happy Halloween. Enjoy the day. Love you guys. Be safe.